Many a time it does happen to us that while sitting idle, dwelling in a deep thought, thinking about the life, a question keep coming in our mind that what is the life is about? Is it about meaning or is it about survival? Hello and welcome back to the podcast presented by the Plenarian, and let's discuss how the life contradict between the survival and the meaning. See, at the first glance, the answer seems quite obvious. Survival is something that always comes first. Because from the moment we born, what we learn is to breathe, to eat, to adapt. Even if we go by the history, then it itself says the longest story of the survival. Humans do fighting, hunger, disease, war, disasters, even ancestors. They didn't sit around and asking what is my purpose. What they asked is, will I live to see tomorrow? And yet, here we are in the world where many of us have the food on the table, roof over our heads. The question of the survival has quietly transformed into a deeper discomfort. We do survive, but what we feel empty. We do exist, but what we feel lost. That is when the meaningful life quietly enter into the conversation. See, the simple difference between the survival and the meaning is survival is something that keeps the body alive, and meaning keeps the very soul awake. Think about it differently. If the life were only about the survival, then comfort would be something that make us happy, right? A stable income, safety, routine, these would be enough. But tell me honestly that how many people living a comfortable life still feel happy and complete? A prodigal son of a rich and affluent father also feel disappointed, discouraged, depressed. A strong, confident, independent woman also feel empty from her inside out. What do you think? What this emptiness is about? Is it the emptiness for the hunger for food? No, it is the emptiness for the hunger for meaningful life. See, meaning is what makes the suffering bearable. A soldier do survive the war, but what keeps them going is not just the instinct. It is a belief that what they are protecting is something greater. A mother do survive the exhaustion. Why? Because of the love, which gives the meaning to all the sleepless night that she spent. A student do struggle through the failure. Why? Because of the dream that quietly whisper that this pain is not useless. So what survival asks, how do I stay alive? And what meaning asks is, why should I? But there's a catch. It is being said that meaning without survival is a luxury. Because it is not being possible that we can philosophize on empty stomach forever. When the survival is being threatened, meaning takes the back seat. Let's take an example. A person who is being drowning, he doesn't search for the purpose, for the morality and values to the life. What he is being searching for is the air. Even he will not hesitate to hold the helping hand of his staunchest enemy. This is what tells us something very important, that survival is indeed the foundation, but it is not the destination. Life do begin with the survival, but life does not end there. Problem started to be arise when the survival become our only goal. When the society started to teach us to earn, compete, consume, and repeat without asking why. When we started to raise a generation that knows how to survive the exams, jobs, social pressure, but not how to live with a purpose. What we are teaching them is how to run, but what we never teach them where to run and why. On the other side, if we are chasing the meaning without the proper grounding, then it can also be considered to be dangerous. Because what happened, the blind idealism, which is being disconnected from the reality, can collapse very quickly. Meaning, it's something that has to be lived, it is not something that has to be imagined. So, this brings us to the very same question from where we started this podcast. What the life is about. Is it about survival or the meaning? See, the concluding answer is both. We need both, but in stages. What survival gives the life is continuity. What meaning gives the life is direction. Survival is the question of animals. Meaning is the question of humans. Perhaps the life is a journey where we first learn how to stay alive, and then we learn how to feel alive. And you know what is the real tragedy? No, the real tragedy is not the death, but a life that survives every day, but yet it never stood for anything meaningful.